Hey, Matheson Facer here. I am going to show you today how to copy wire parameter controllers to different tracks. If you have done any rigging at all, you've probably realized that you can't copy and paste wire parameters through the quad menus that are provided with Max. So luckily you can actually do this through script. So that was we had a wire on our length track. Yep. So what we're gonna do first, we're gonna set up an instance. That's pretty straightforward. So $ dot. Oh yeah, you know what? I'll show you how it's being controlled. The length is actually being wired right now to the X position controller. So there you go. You can see it changing. What we're going to do to create an instance, we're going to say $.length dot controller, controller, and go back to the beginning. $.width dot controller equals $.length dot controller. So that creates an instance. Everything works great. Everybody's happy. And if you go in and you change up one, so we have this here, and we'll change that to ×2. It updates on all the instances, which is great. That's awesome. We'll go back and we'll set our width controller back to a Bezier float. Just so that we can start over. So say that we don't want an instance, we want to have just a copy. So we can put copy in front here. We'll just change up the width to something different. So now we're saying we want our width controller to be a copy of the length controller. And you execute it, and okay, looks like it worked. It popped to the same value here. It's grayed out, cool. But it doesn't actually update, and there's a reason why this is happening. If we check what the slave animation is for the wire, so $.length dot controller dot slave animation. You can see it's a Bezier float for the length controller. If we do $.width dot controller dot slave animation, you can see that it's a Bezier float as well for the width. But if we use expression for max object to check the address of that max object in the scene, you can see that it exists at the box's X position controller. If we do that same thing to check where the slave animation Bezier flow controller exists for the wire that's on the width controller, you can see that it doesn't return that same address. It's actually just saying Bezier float instance. And so what that means is this Bezier float controller, it exists in the scene, but it's not assigned to any sub-anims anywhere. So it's just kind of out there. And I think, can't say this for sure, but I think what's happening is when you create a copy, it creates a copy of the slave animation track as well. So it is copying the Bezier float that it's watching, and it's taking that with it, and it's no longer watching the original target. So anyways, luckily there's a simple fix for this. All we have to do is say $.width dot controller equals dot slave animation equals $.length dot controller dot slave animation. Execute that, and it's working again. And if you check the expression for the length controller, and then the expression for the width controller. You can see that they're now both watching the correct target. So it's just a couple lines of code. You can take this, you can make some macros for yourself and place them in your quad menu for your curve editor, and just put them like right below your copy and paste here. And you can easily go and copy and paste param wires for yourself, create instances, and improve your workflow that way. I've actually put together one myself. It's not ready to be released yet, but maybe I'll put it up in the next little bit. So check back and maybe it'll be up. See ya.